Are we on? Let's see if we're on. Hello there, and welcome to this edition of Mr. Bath Makes. You may hear dog barking, doors opening, and vacuuming in the background, and I apologise ahead of time for all of those things. Today, you will be making a chess piece in TinkerCAD. So once you're logged in and you click on Lessons, there is a lesson entitled Pawn. You can click on that, and I'm going to give you my step-by-step narration of my video of making this piece. So all the mistakes that I made will be here. I haven't edited anything out. So hopefully this works. Alright, here we go. This is like one of those live reaction videos. So I'm reading the instructions and let's get started. Let's click next. It loads up and it wants me to drag a cylinder. So I go to the side and read the instructions, drag a cylinder. There's the cylinder shape, and I'll try and drag it as close as I can to that orange outline. And it doesn't ask me to do anything else. Click next. And it wants me to click and scale it to a height of 3mm. So that's that top white square. And I just click in there and change the number to 3. Sorry if I'm going a bit quick. You can always pause and go back. It wants me to drag a work plane. We've not done this before, but it's right up there, and just drag it to where the little pointer is. I don't think that worked, so I think I ended up trying it again. And I think I just put it, on the top of the shape. There we go. And if the whole thing changes colour, we'll know it worked. Now I need to drag a cone on top of the cylinder, so I'm going to find the cone shape and try and drag it in there. Going well so far. Now it wants me to change the height to 11mm, so I click on that top white dot and there it is. Squish it down to 11. I think at this point I might end up looking at the top with the view cube, going to the top and going, oh look, it isn't quite lined up. And I looked at it from underneath and I could see a bit hanging over, so I clicked on the top. I think I zoomed in and oh yeah, definitely not looking right there. So I went to the top and just moved it over. Yay, it looked pretty good from me. Check it from directly on top. Yeah, I think that worked. And then I changed my grid snap to 0.5mm, 0.5mm, just to make sure that I couldn't get it any finer than that. But hey, 2 minutes in and we've got a thing. It's already a thing. Now it wants me to drag a sphere, a big ball, over to the top of that one. Yeah. Boink. Works better if you say boink. And next. I checked on top to make sure it was centered. And then I used the home button to go back to my original view. So if you ever get stuck, that little one looks like a house. Now I need to scale it. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to make it 18mm in diameter. That means like across the middle. And then I've got to squish it down so it's only 5mm tall. So I need to click on that one in the middle. And that'll scale it down one way, 18. And then I click on that one and click in the box and change that to 18. And then I click on that one and change that to 5. Yay, squish. I think then I ended up clicking on the top of the view cube, trying to remember, yeah, definitely not lined up. So it asked me to move it to the target area, so what I did is move to the top and slowly waggled it into the orange and then spun it around until I was happy with it. And I think that's pretty good. Use the right mouse button and spin it around, look at it from different angles, then click home. It goes back to where you were. Lovely. Drag a cone shape to the work plane. Here we go, here's Mr. Cone. Oh, line it up, Mr. Bav. Boink. Next. Oh, tricky. Scale it to a height. I think I did the diameter first, so I changed that to 14 on one, and then 14 on the other. Look at me remembering what to do in the wrong order. And then the height. Now you can click up there and drag the height, or you can just put in the number. Yay! Oh, Look, it's off the ground. It's floating. Oh. And then it wants me to lift the cone 3 millimeters off the work plane. So I've got to make it even higher off. So I use that little lift button and I click, I think, and yep, went over there and change that to 3 and whoop, up it goes. Nice. And you can see there, next, definitely 3 millimeters higher now. Oh, another cone. It's land of the cones. I'm going to get home so I can try and get my cone home. ET cone home. That no one will get, but maybe your parents are listening. Oh, look, I missed that. Oh, look, it's not even in its home. That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Ooh, can't zoom in the right way. So I think I tried to maneuver it in. Maybe it worked better there. Oh, it did. It seemed to get a blue outline when I got it right, so good to know for next time. Drag it to the target area. Scale at diameter of 12 millimeters. So that means that the size in the X and Y axis, which you probably don't know much about yet, but it's good when we do area later in the year. That one down to 12. And then I'm going to change the height. This will be tricky. Don't click off it yet. Click on the white one before you lose where it is. And 19. A little bit shorter. Boink. Next. And I think it has, yeah, spin it. Ooh. So there's the arrows at the top there, and I wish I could point to them for you, but right at the top, they're those ones. And I tried to spin it around and see if I could get it to stop at 180, but nope. And nope. And nope. So then I thought, well, why don't I just click in that box and change the number to -180. Yay! And then moved it to the target area in orange. Remember to try and click on the one that's upside down or downside up. And I moved it there. And at this point, I noticed things were way out of alignment. So I tried again. And at this point, I realized what I should do is probably do it from the top. So I clicked top. And then I could definitely get it in there where it's meant to be. Yay. And then when I spun back down, it was too low. So I had to move it up. And I just clicked on it and used the up arrow button there and dragged it up. Dragged it up like something in a veggie patch getting pulled up. Like a weed in a veggie patch. I just pulled it up. There it is. Yay! Gee, I think I'm getting good at this. Oh, look. Oh, no, that's not lined up, Mr. Bav. Fix that. Now, how did I fix that? I think I did more going to... Well, see, if you try and do it on an angle, do it from the top, Mr. Bav. That's what you've got to do. Do it from the top. That way you know it's straight in all directions. And then I zoomed the wrong way. Home. Yeah, looks all right. Next. Drag a work plane to the top of the cone. So grab a work plane, or you can press the W key, and that will make one, and then you can just drag it where you want. Top of the cone. Boink. Next. Oh, drag a sphere. I think this is making some complicated shapes out of lots of little shapes. It's kind of like what you do in art, where you sketch a person and you draw different shapes for different parts of their bodies. I think it's the same idea. Next, all right. So if you hold down the Shift key on your keyboard when you're scaling something, you can scale it to all the same size at once. So I held down the Shift key on my keyboard and I dragged a corner and went down to 8. And if you go it might not help, but it might be really annoying for other people. So probably don't do that. So now I have to read this and drag a work plane to the original location of the work plane. So what it means is the big bit that we started with, okay? Everything's where it needs to be now. We just need to sort of arrange things a little bit better. So now it wants us to line these things up. Now I tried to group them first, thinking, oh, it'll line up fine. And no, it didn't. It did not line up fine. And so I decided, and then I tried to move a thing and went, oh, hang on, that's moving one shape, not all the shapes. So I undid and undid, and I decided to move everything into the orange landing spots first and make sure it's right. And I checked it from the top and it looked okay. And then I moved that one in there, like that. And oh, I might have faffed around a bit, going, oh, will it go, will it go, won't it go? It looks okay to me. And then I selected them all and lined them up. The align button, that one there. Yay, they're aligned. Woohoo! Celebrations and other chocolates. Which, by the way, my favourite chocolate is the timeout bar. But it's got to have been in the freezer. It's kind of a rule. You can't have a melted timeout bar. And then I've got that twirl thing with wafers, which isn't that basically a timeout? I don't know. What's your favourite chocolate bar? I don't know. And this is me drawing yay as a scribble and a smiley face. And then I really panicked because I thought, it's done it over all my work. What will I do? So I started to panic a little bit here. And then I clicked the done. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've cleared everything and I've done a big scribble over the top of it. What will I do now? So I deleted it and I tried to, is it visible? I tried that button, that didn't work. So I clicked home. Okay, it was just zoomed in. Wow, that was a worry. Okay, so now we're grouping them together to make the one solid object. And we click the group button and make sure solid is selected. And they'll all turn orange if it worked. Yeah! Yeah, how's that with your funky jam, right, guys? You have made a chess piece, and the little stars come flying out to let you know how wonderful you are. Make sure to click on the top and change the name of the chess piece so that we know, or I know, whose folder to move it into, because of just the way that TinkerCAD works. When you go to export it, because that's the other thing you need to do, export.stl, and we're done. All right, if you need to go back and watch anything again, you can just click that back button and watch it again. Have fun, people.